Let's go through LeetCode number 413, arithmetic slices. For this question, to give us integer nums and ask how many arithmetic slices. That is, so it is an integer array, which is called arithmetic. If it consists at least three elements, and if the difference between any two consecutive elements is the same. This is asking how many consecutive subarrays. Um, so let's look at the example. One, two, three, four. So I see for all of the elements in this array, they are consecutive differences. So what we want is in this four, uh, length four, right? We want to check how many subarrays, how many subarrays which has length greater or equal to three, right? So what we want is that we'll see this is one, another this one is one, right? And then the total is one. So the thinking is that we, for this kind of any subarray, any arrays, we can count how many consecutive elements. For example, this counts have from 2 to 7, right? So there is six, right? So we have we can count from one from length 3 to 6, right? So for example, there is another part, for example, that is 10 to 13, right? So there are four. So this has three. So add them together. So that will be our result. So we just count how many parts which are consecutive. And for every part, we have count. So this count, what is that we add 1, 2, plus 2, plus 3, plus count minus 2, right? So this one is 2 over count minus 1 multiplied by minus 2. So let's write code for this. We are going to have int a equals nums dot length and count equals um we can, because we are count um count equals let me see. What we want is that we count, for example, from index the second one, right? So what we stay we count this group, trying to see the difference with the previous one. So the second index. So every time we put here, so we set the count initially set as one, and when we iterate the end of the group is that if the number I minus number I minus 1 doesn't equal to number I plus 1 minus I, right? So if the next doesn't, then we enter this kind of groups. And when we add this kind of I, we'll see we'll set this count always to be 1, right? Because it can be used for the next one, right? So we set make sure we set this one is 1 instead of 0, right? And the result equals to 0. So what we do is that for int I equals to 1, I smaller than n, I plus plus. So we'll always have a count increase. So what we do is that for if n equals I equals n minus 1, right? That is the end of the group. Or nums I minus nums I minus 1 doesn't equal to nums I plus 1 minus nums I. In this case, um, we need to set a count equals to 1, right? So here we'll write only when if this count is greater than 2, right? We add the result. So that will be result should add equal to count. So that this one is actually 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus plus count plus 2, right? So that is count minus 2, sorry, minus 2. So that is count minus 2 plus 1. So um, count minus 2 divided by 2. So this will be the result, return result. And the Python code is similar. So we're going to have n count result n equals the length of nums. Count, let's set as 1, right? Because we're always counting from the second index. Um, and the result equals to 0. So for I in range from 1 to n, right? So we'll have count plus equal to 1. If I equals n minus 1 or nums I minus nums I minus 1 that equal to nums I plus 1 minus nums I. Then we'll have we'll have count should always equals to 1, right? We change the group. So as we'll write uh, results should plus equal to um, max, right? Count minus 1, 0. Or you can write if, right? Max count minus 2, 0 divided by 2, right? So in the end, the return result. Okay, so the time complexity will be O(n) and the space is constant is O(1).